I feel like I'm in another version of getting over it right now. This one has monsters and platforming. Whoa, and the springboards, the RNG springboards. I just need a break. How is this so bad? Not another platform! Please, God, no. It's right there! That was actually insane how bad that game was. Alright, I'm in stream. My main channel is me usually talking about a horror game I really like, usually having some kind of dated graphics, and usually the game has a massive plot twist where everything is all in their head. This has happened so many times, it's probably overtook Petscop 2 as the meme to spam in my comment section. I usually flash a couple examples of bad horror games, because if you watch a single critical stream, you'll quickly realize that game devs pump out cash grab horror games that die off faster.
Uh-oh. It's about to get intense, I think.
Then the hydration drink that every UK corner shop was selling at incredibly cheap prices.
That'd be £419 and you've paid on the card.
But to find a truly terrible game, I had to go do a deep dive into the internet's darkest corners, searching for that one truly terrible game. I was searching YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, until I finally found it. A video of a man sat in a dark room with a night vision camera, seeing horrors beyond his human comprehension and not showing a single emotion whatsoever. And as many of you know, I stream a lot as well, where I have some laugh out loud hilarious moments. So I thought I'll stream this game and understand if it truly is one of the games of current year. Also, maybe drop a sub if you enjoyed this video. This was originally meant to be a main channel video, but I wanted to try, you know, a less serious video for the second channel. Now, first looking at the game, you might think, where have I heard of this game before? That's because it has a similar name to Zoochosis, which actually looks like a pretty decent horror game. This is not a good horror game because it isn't Zoochosis, it's Zoonomaly. He looks just like me, for real. This was a game developed by Lights Are Off, most known for those scary TikTok compilations where you'd see a huge monster in a video, usually ending with a cameraman being game-ended. Also, there's one with the Cookie Monster and Woody from Toy Story for some reason. Now, obviously, the leap from making spooky shorts and fully fledged horror games is huge, so I can forgive the dev for having, you know, some shortcomings. Okay, no, that looks really bad, actually. No. The problem is, there are a lot of shortcomings. I just spawned back in! Upon booting up the game, you'll get an introduction video giving you a secret mission. As a new recruit, you'll have to stop monsters that have spilled in from another dimension. The only way to send them back is locked away behind a massive door within the zoo. And to unlock that door, you'll need a key. Only problem is, someone broke the key and split it into 20 separate pieces, which you'll find scattered across the zoo grounds. Probably because if the key was intact, the game would be about 5 seconds long. So yes, if you're wondering, this is basically Slender the 8 pages, but instead of 8 pages, there's 20, which is about as tedious as it sounds. Dude, if you're expecting me to find key shards out here, you can think again, little bro. Thankfully, unlike Slender and all the Amnesia games, apart from the one where you play as a Frenchman, I don't know what's going on. Oh my fucking god, okay. You're given a way to defend yourself, because your employers gave you the Bloomerbang. This strange device lets you see where keys are marked by aiming up at the sky, detect hidden floating platforms, X's marked on platforms to make perfect jumps, a convenient light source, and also stun enemies. Notice how I mentioned the defensive part of the gun last, because even though its primary use is to help ward off enemies, it stuns most enemies for about 2 seconds, which is nowhere near long enough to make a getaway, because all the enemies are faster than you and they'll catch up to you, making stunning them absolutely pointless. Dude, you're screwed against this guy. What the hell? That sucks. When spawning into the first room, you'll notice that you have the Bloomerbang, but no ammo.
I need to find some ammunition!
You don't find ammo pickups like most games. Instead, the Bloom will use light bulbs as an ammo source. So when you take a light bulb, you'll add it as ammo that you can reload it with. The downside being, you've now just taken a static light source, so the area has less light. On paper, this actually sounds like a really cool gameplay mechanic. The decision to keep some light bulbs screwed in so you're able to see the area better at the cost of having less ammo, or do you full stack your bloom with the trade-off being you now only have a single light source? Akin to Cry of Fear, how you choose to reload a gun for the next encounter but lose the rest of the bullets in your mag. The problem is this is really superficial because you can see pretty much all the time because there's a built-in night vision in the bloom, and also light bulbs respawn a couple of minutes later anyway. I get why they did this because some puzzles do require you to use the bloom and you'd basically be soft locking yourself, but it is still a mechanic that's really underbaked. To actually get out the dark room, you need to blow the doors off with the bloom's primary function.
Nice!
It's kind of like when you use the gravity gun in Half-Life to push objects away, but much less cool. You'll already be able to tell something is wrong with the zoo if the intro wasn't apparent, because instead of animals in the glass cages, you get these weird blob things. If anything, they remind me of the fat guy from June, or me when I have my webcam on my desk. The problem is, as soon as I got outside, there was already a zookeeper waiting for me. And even though I flashed him, dodged him, he still caught up to me and killed me. This is one of the main gripes I have with this game. Zookeepers are the main enemy you'll encounter while traveling to collect key shards. Each area with a key shard is a self-contained puzzle marked with these little green flags, which are your safe zones. When you're in a safe zone, enemies are totally unable to kill you. You'd think they'd walk away and reset their path, like, you know, hiding under a desk or in a cupboard like the Amnesia games. But instead, they will just stand there forever waiting for you indefinitely.
I'm going to kill you and then kill you again.
What? I just spawned back in!
And like my first experience with the groundskeeper, if you flash one, you'd better hope there's a safe zone nearby or they'll catch up to you anyway because they're faster than your sprint speed. Now, thankfully, when you die, you'll lose no progress and spawn at the latest safe point that you passed. The problem is, if there's enemies waiting for you at a safe zone you died at, you'll enter this never-ending loop of an enemy catching you, resetting you at the safe point only to catch you over and over and over until you run out of bulbs, so you can't even quickly stun them to hopefully make some distance.
This could actually be one of the best. Wow, he's just gonna keep doing that.
I mean, I get it. If you could permanently kill an enemy, it would really reduce the tension here. But Amnesia the Bunker had a similar mechanic where if you used a gun, you'd stun an enemy for a long while, or maybe even scare them off entirely to despawn them, you know, just so you could get your bearings.
You're not allowed in here.
That's right, get the fuck out of here! You were making the choice to sacrifice an incredibly rare resource, which was ammo, to give yourself breathing room, while here, bulbs are infinite, but pretty much useless outside of puzzles. Now, thankfully, not all the inhabitants of Zoonomaly are hostile, just most of them. Like these little guys that run away whenever you get close. And if you're wondering, yes, you can use the gun on them, which of course, like everything here, will stun them for only a second, to which afterwards they continue to wander around aimlessly.
Must have been the wind.
Probably amazed that you paid actual money for this game.
Why?
One of the first shards of the game takes you into a friendly enclosure where you have to solve a puzzle. You'll use the bloom to knock down platforms to get the key shard, but we have another major problem. You'll knock down all the platforms and then realize it's a dead end.
Because once I lower that, what am I meant to do?
Then you'll try to climb on the rope to get across, but you'll clip right through it. One thing I quickly noticed is whenever you'd knock down a platform, you'd hear a ticking sound before they sprung back up again.
Ah. It's on a timer.
So with this in mind, standing on one would actually launch you depending on where you stood on it. That's your first key piece. And believe me when I say that that is by far the easiest one.
Ah! This is so lame.
Going into the next enclosure, surprisingly, the enemies here are friendly, despite looking like pit bulls the average UK owner would call Princess right as they were tearing into a toddler.
Okay, that's gonna kill me, surely. You're gonna kill me. What is that? Dude, imagine that thing looks like a night terror. Look at that thing. That's me. Yeah, just at the part I'd comb over on the sides.
The next puzzle is pretty intricate, including more platforms, but also the addition of these invisible floating platforms that you can only see by looking down the gun's scope.
Oh, wait. There's little buildable things.
It'll probably take a while to know the correct route, but thankfully, as unstable as this game is, it has one major benefit: cheesing. I love cheese.
I want my cheese back, please.
And I also like doing zero effort to get what I want in a video game, so I was able to pick up the key shard through the floor.
Oh, Lamau! I can just pick it up through the thing. What happens if I shoot him? Good night, sweet prince. Just doesn't care.
The closest key piece after that is another enclosure with animals that will chase and kill you.
Is that gonna hurt me? Yep, that's gonna kill me.
So keep in mind that these terrifying lizards are completely friendly, you know, with their razor-sharp teeth and soulless eyes. But the deformed alpacas are the ones to instant kill you as soon as they touch you.
Yep. You were killed by a monster. Respawn.
And this is another major problem the game has, because, you know, if the groundkeepers aren't bad enough, if you have to get a key piece from an enclosure that has hostile animals, they'll kill you and then wait for you to respawn at the save point and do it all over again.
So if I run past you, you're just gonna get me. What do I... So I'm just stuck here now.
So you'll eventually end up doing suicide runs where you know you're going to get caught, but you desperately need to refill your light bulbs to be able to complete the puzzle in that area.
This sucks! Like, it doesn't even reset the game. It literally just respawns you.
And if you leech everything in the area, you'll then have to wait for them to respawn or go outside to find more, which again will probably end up with you being caught by zookeepers. Now, with this puzzle, I had no idea what to do.
Can I cheese it?
The key was on a platform and there wasn't any jump platforms to launch myself from. I'm not sure if this was intentional, but I jumped on the railing.
I might be able to cheese it.
Ran around until I found some rocks to climb on. This was perfect because I'd have just enough height to do a run jump onto the platform.
Oh, let him cook now.
The only problem is I got stuck inside the rocks and had to restart the entire game.
I'm not memeing. I'm actually stuck. Dude, can you come and kill me? I'm stuck. I'm stuck. This game sucks, man. Can I turn the gun on myself?
And even though, keep in mind, that was not my fault at all, probably because of my hairstyle, chat still found a way to roast me.
It's like watching XQC play a decent game.
What does that mean? I'm playing this game fine. It's just bugged to shit.
So after losing my progress, I did the exact same strat before to yoink the previous key piece.
Right, I'm going to go around here, and I'm going to save here because I'm not falling into that trap again. Right, so I have to go up here. Jump up, then up here. And then the key piece is right. So yeah, I had to do this.
And finally managed to get the key piece without clipping into the rocks and forcing a restart. With 3 out of 20 pieces, I went to the next enclosure and found this bird that was friendly but had been mutated so badly, its nose was probably the longest thing on its body.
Look at the size of that schnozzle. Look at that. Look at that schnozzle. That's crazy. You're going to die. Okay, I kind of feel bad now.
Now, it is entirely possible to stun the zookeepers and run past them. You can even stun 2 of them with the same shot.
2 of you? All right.
But like I said, the zookeepers will just camp hard doors.
Ooh, okay. Nice. Wait, how many were in that building, guys? How many were in that building? They're actually just camping the building. Dude, he's actually like, he's hard camping the door. Stop! You're so cringe. Stop!
We even had this one example of a zookeeper that was clipping through the world geometry just to kill me. I went inside this weird building, and even though there was a key piece, there was like this unique Slenderman looking enemy.
Oh, is that... What's a fucking Slenderman? Is it a Slenderman?
And he runs very fast and can kill you straight away.
Okay, that was not Slenderman.
Now here, I decided to use the railings to avoid the zookeepers because, you know, they can run up and catch you. But doing so just led me to get killed by an alpaca instead.
Oh my god, this game is so awful. Oh, what is that?
Eventually, I confronted the weird Slenderman creature again, but managed to get the key piece inside. The problem is, though, I couldn't get past Slenderman to get out.
Whoa, why is it so fast now? Why is it so fast?
And the zookeeper was waiting for me outside the other entrance.
Oh, now you're back. Great. Okay, hear me out. This might be game of the year. This might be game of the year.
But I realized that because I kept everything after every single death, there wasn't really any point in sneaking back out, and I could just let the zookeeper kill me and continue on with the game.
Well, he's waiting for me outside. I mean, to be fair, though, I keep everything if I die, so yeah, he can just kill me. You just kill me, little bro. Just kill me. I got the piece anyway. I win.
I found an enclosure with an elephant-looking monster, but when I walked up to it, it killed me.
Is that an elephant? That's just gonna kill me, isn't it? Yeah, it's peak. I'll be honest, this game, guys, it's peak.
But inside the elephant enclosure is a fence maze with switches that cause gates and the fence to rotate, opening or, you know, closing certain routes. The problem is the elephant was in the maze with me, so I had to be careful with which gates I opened. Not that it mattered though, because a very, very tall monster killed me over the fence anyway.
Whoa! What are you? That's not an animal! Oh, nice. Yep, okay. Yep, nice. I gotta do that all over again. Great game. Superb game design.
I have no idea what this is, but I'm going to dub it Freddy Fazbear if he never ate a single meal in his life. Oh yeah, and the elephant did catch me, by the way, because I caught myself in a dead end. Of course it did. And the worst thing is you can't even use the gun you're given to stun the elephant because it just doesn't do anything. Eventually, I found a gate that would get me to the exit, but also block off the elephant. Finally, after getting the shard in the maze, I realized, why would I spend 5 minutes trying to find my way out when, you know, skinny Freddy Fazbear could just kill me and reset me?
All right, we're done here. Nice. Just kill me. Just kill me. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. There's no point finding my way back when I keep the peace anyway.
In the woods, I found a shard sitting in a locked cage, but there was no indication of where the key was. I did try to cheese it and get the shard through the floor, but it didn't work.
Where is the key gonna be, little bro? Where's the key gonna be? Hang on. Let me cook. Let him cook now. I said let him cook now. This worked before, surely again. Surely this works again. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to let me cook.
So instead, I decided to follow the pipe leading away from the generator. Here, there was a branching path of pipes that split up into several directions and decided to just pick one at random and keep walking. I came past these white flags while following the pipe. Eventually, there was another skinny Freddy Fazbear in the forest that, like everything in this game, is faster than your sprint speed and will catch up to you and kill you. So at this point, I'll be honest, I got so burnt out with the game and confused, I just ended up looking up a guide. Now, I do eventually find the key next to these flags, which I assume were the same flags I've walked past earlier, but they were actually different flags.
I love riding metal pipes, man. I don't enjoy anything more in the world than riding metal pipes. There it is. And I bet you the key was right there.
Again, this game really does not communicate to you where to find things. Eventually, I got the shard in the forest cage, and again, Freddy Fazbear killed me.
You know what? Bro, shake my hand. Shake my hand. The fact that you got me out of that and into the safe area, shake my hand. Shake my hand. Thank you so much. What a nice guy.
After the forest, I chose to head to the aquarium. And despite there being a huge monster fish in the building with me, it doesn't actually appear to be any kind of threat. To actually get this shard, you've got to wander around this very, very annoying underwater maze that has loads of dead ends and absolutely no threats whatsoever. Then I realized the fish is actually there because there are 2 key shards here. I'll have to platform over the tank. So while the first aquarium shard was a freebie, the second one is going to be an actual challenge.
Oh, it's platforming, right? And then if I fall, I'll fall into the fish tank. I think that's what they're going for here.
I decided to actually test what happens if you fall into the water, and it turns out that the fish just teleports to wherever you fall and eats you instantly.
Wait, what happens if I fall in? The fish was over there. How did it teleport to the fish was literally on the other side of the aquarium, and it just teleported like death animation.
For some reason though, after I respawned, the platform didn't reset and it was too far for me to get over the water.
Wait, am I screwed now? Wait, have I soft locked myself? Please don't tell me I've soft locked myself. There's no. The dev is not that stupid, right? Oh no, it came back. Okay.
Now, again, I was really worried I might have soft-locked myself because I did not want to repeat of being stuck in the geometry earlier. But fortunately, dying again actually reset the platform, so I guess it was just a bug. After the world's most brain-dead platforming sequence, and I'm not joking, that there is no threat here. You are just slowly moving platforms, making a jump, moving other platforms. It is completely brain-dead gameplay. I collect the shard and then throw myself into the water to, again, get out faster. Afterwards, I go into a pen full of little weird guys who all run away when I approach them. I mean, you know, at least they're friendly.
I'm gonna touch you. I'm gonna touch you. Come here. I'm gonna touch you. I'm gonna touch you. I'm gonna touch you. Come here. I'm going to touch you.
I eventually find the key by scanning the little weird guys and spotting a key actually floating on top of one of their heads. And using that key, I can unlock the cage and get the shard. Brain dead gameplay, but honestly, I'll take it. Eventually, I found myself in a jungle gym above a pit of what looks to be black water, inside which is the exact same fish from the aquarium who insta-kills you if you touch it. I couldn't get the key, but in the next enclosure, there was this huge rabbit-looking monster that was holding its hands over its eyes. Now, because I'm pretty stupid, I immediately chose to shoot it with the gun, causing it to aggro on me.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Despite that, I managed to run around the pen, hitting every single switch and using them to block the monster's pathing. And somehow that opened the gate and got me the next shard.
Oh, that was actually amazingly easy.
I also like when I went back into the other enclosure with the black water, I launched myself with a platform that caused me to land on the backside and I fell into the water and I clipped through it. You know the water where the fish is meant to kill you? Apparently he's not here anymore. He's sleeping.
The fish didn't kill me.
And then, of course, that happened a second time. Now, eventually, I made it up to a higher platform that was supposed to launch myself off, and this has 3 X's on it, which means I have to guess which one launches me the correct distance.
I got 1 or 3 guesses. I'm gonna guess the 3rd one, because it's pretty far away.
Unfortunately, I chose the wrong one, landed in the water, and died. Now, this puzzle was one of the worst ones in the entire game, basically because you are just playing the random numbers game, hoping you made the right combination of jumps. I spent way too long trying to get back on the launch platform because I kept standing on the wrong spots of platforms, which caused me to fall into the water and die.
If you don't get that angle fucking perfect.
And because it respawns you at the entrance of the enclosure, that's not the entrance right in front of the puzzle. I had to walk all the way back to the beginning after every single attempt. Oh, and also reload my light bulbs after every single attempt. So I launched myself a second time and miss again.
And that was even further somehow.
But finally, on the 3rd attempt, I actually made it across.
Thank God.
Now, after that, thankfully, it is completely brain dead easy platforming to get the next shard.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Yes. That was by far like the hardest shard I've ever had to deal with, man.
Afterwards, I walked into a greenhouse, which had yet another jungle gym. Dear Christ, not again.
Oh, I'm scared of these jungle gyms.
Now, once again, the main challenge of these jungle gyms is to use the planks to launch yourself, but you have no idea what X to stand on. This one, for example, launches me right into a fence, which makes me fall off the jungle gym, and I have to start all over again. Except, actually, I get stuck.
Uh-oh.
Which gave me a small glimmer of hope because I thought I could actually cheese it and get back onto the platform.
I could try and jump on there.
But I can't and fell off anyway. Now, mercifully, this jungle gym is not as hard as the last one. So eventually, after many, many trial and errors, I collected the shard. Now, at this point, I was getting really, really fatigued. 20 key shard pieces is way too many for any single person, so I tuned in and decided to watch 8-Bit Ryan play the jungle gym. Now, the trick with this one is you had to make a jump from one skinny beam straight onto another.
Thank fuck.
And then that lets you get onto a platform where you launch yourself onto another set of jungle gyms, which leads you to another launch plank that throws you over to 3 launch planks. The problem is each one of these planks has X's painted on them, and only one of these planks and one of the X's on said plank is the correct path forward. And if you fuck it up here, you're gonna have to do it all over again.
I'll do middle.
And of course, I picked the wrong one and ended up having to start the entire thing from the beginning, including this skinny platform jump, which of course I miss. Now, another thing I realized is the bulb mechanic actually punishes you for not doing a puzzle perfectly.
And they didn't respawn a bulb there, so now I can't do it.
I run out of bulb shots while on the jungle gym, which means then I have to jump off the jungle gym and run around collecting enough bulbs to complete the puzzle in the first place.
And now we do the middle one, I think, and then we go as far back as possible. I hope this works, man, because I can't see shit.
So then I launched myself off the middle platform and actually land on more jungle gym.
Oh my god, I think it worked. And I'm out of bulbs!
But since I'm again out of bulbs, I'm soft locked. I can't progress. So it turns out I picked the wrong launch platform because the first one would have landed me onto a platform with a bulb. Oh god. Even retelling this game is just pain.
Like, surely this is the worst puzzle, right? Like, after this, the other, like, 7 are nowhere near as bad.
Now, finally, after about 20 minutes of trial and error, I finally did the right launch.
RNG gods! Oh my god, I did it. I did all that, just to get, like, 2 feet off the ground.
And finally, another key shard. Now here, I found yet another jungle gym enclosure.
These are in a building, which is a good sign. Oh my god. Oh Lord baby Jesus.
That has these weird monkey-looking monsters that, again, are hostile and will kill you.
Can they follow me? No.
But what makes it worse is the monkeys can actually climb up onto the platforms and chase you.
I can't. Oh, no, never mind.
The good news is you can actually cut off their path and they can't follow you up very high.
I don't know how they did it. Okay, they can't actually get to me now.
So after a high enough point, I was actually safe from the monkeys. But unfortunately, up here, I discovered something even worse than the monkeys.
Not another platform!
I launched myself and once again get stuck.
Where am I?
Which again gives me some hope that I could cheese it.
All right. I might be able to make that. Let me cook now.
But of course, I fumble it and fall all the way back down.
How is this so bad? I don't know how they did it. They somehow made a worse puzzle than the platforming one.
After being completely stuck for a while, I pulled up my boy, 8-Bit Ryan.
Did he have a laughter track in? Okay, that's kind of funny. Hang on. Okay, I might sub to this guy. That was kind of funny.
Now, this actually helped me realize that I was banging my head against a dead end, and what I was actually supposed to do was platform around to the other side and then launch myself off the 2 planks.
Okay, here we go, 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 here we go.
And obviously collect the shard. Now, I came across another puzzle, which was, of course...
Is there one with you? Oh my god.
What the last 4 puzzles have been. Now, I did give this puzzle an honest attempt. It looks like it was going to be pretty linear.
All right, this one seems a bit linear at least. RNG gods, pray for me. Pray for me, RNG gods. Okay, called it. Nice. If I take that...
But as soon as it gets confusing, I have no idea what to do next.
I need to go up there and then just jump down. But how do I get up there? To get up there, I need to... I don't know.
The problem is with the puzzles, there's no actual solution that's even hinted. You are literally just playing the random numbers game, hoping the random combination of platforms and jumps you made was the right one. So I got so frustrated that I consulted my boy, 8-Bit Ryan.
I might consult 8-Bit Andy.
Now, thankfully, 8-Bit Ryan clutched it for me and showed me how to cheese the puzzle by jumping from an early platform down onto the shard.
Did he sprint jump and cheese that? Did he sprint jump? 8-Bit Andy! He might be a 9-Bit Andy after this one, boys. He might have 9 bits under his belt. That is crazy.
Afterwards, I walked into an enclosure full of cow monsters with human feet and crouch walk into a building through a chain link fence. Because, of course, this had to be a vent section in a horror game.
Who would build this in a zoo? Just random vents for no reason among us.
Now, I'll be honest, this is where I really started to hit a wall. I was wandering around the vents and there was no challenge other than finding the correct path. And then I dropped down right in front of the big pile of shit monster.
Dude, he literally looks like me.
Now, like I said, I really hit a wall here. I was going insane. I think the isolation of just no stimuli in my brain, and this was like 8 hours into a stream. So I went back into the maze while listening to Zelda CDI My Boy on loop, just to make sure I was going completely insane. Now here is where the game teases the absolute shit out of you by having the path through the maze pass right by the key, but not enough to get it. You can't even cheese it and grab it through the wall.
It's right fucking there!
But it turns out I just needed to loop around again and drop down to get the key. And then afterwards, there is another jungle gym puzzle. Now, I realized while halfway doing this that I've actually wandered into one of the beginner puzzles, because the way that the map works is you start off near the easy puzzles to teach you the mechanics of the game, with the harder puzzles being around the outside of the zoo. But it still does have some bullshit near the end where you have to jump around a fence to get the key, risking falling off. Thankfully, I didn't fall off once and got the shard. Now, here I entered an enclosure that has a zookeeper inside a cage for some reason. Not really sure what human rights are being violated there, but there's a key in another cage. Now, this enclosure has a bunch of switches in it. The problem is only one of these opens the cage, and if you flip any of the wrong switches, it will slowly lift the cage with the zookeeper inside. If you hit a wrong switch 3 times, the zookeeper escapes, able to hunt you down. And because the game doesn't actually reset when you die, he's just out of his cage forever now, meaning you've permanently made the puzzle harder for yourself. Now, the correct switch is, of course, the one at the very top. How did I know that? Because I flicked every single other switch first. It is just complete RNG. With the cage open to the shard, I managed to get yet another key piece. Now, the second to last concourse has this weird looking alien creature who can kill you, like pretty much everything here, but it doesn't seem to want to actually chase you down very much. Now, this is another jungle gym because of course it is. God, they really just had one puzzle here and they made an entire game. But it turns out, thankfully, it's one of the easier ones because somehow I ended up doing all the hard gyms first and then the easy ones last. Now, the last shard is in the biggest jungle gym in the game and it combines everything from all the other ones. First off, you've got monsters on the ground that of course want to chase down and kill you. There's a bunch of planks you can launch yourself with, and if you make any mistake whatsoever, enjoy starting from the very beginning. You've got skinny beams and this maze-like layout that forces you to actually test a bunch of paths tests to see if they actually make any kind of progress or they're just dead ends. There's one bit in this enclosure that's actual bait. So there's this X on a platform here indicating that, you know, you should launch yourself off it. But if you do, you just land outside of the puzzle. But thankfully, I didn't actually fall for it. I also got a little bit of hope I might be able to cheese this puzzle. But after making my way back up using a different route, I ended up in between these 3 planks, all of which I have to walk over instead of launching myself off for once. Now, I have said multiple times throughout this video that my sanity was slowly slipping. But here, I think I just hit a wall. I was basically just referencing TikTok buzzwords the entire time.
I gotta be rizzing my Giat right now.
After an agonizing amount of time spent with trial and error going through the puzzles, I discovered that the correct path actually required me to knock down one of the first platforms, walk over it, knock down a second platform, launch off it, and then take the right path, launch myself off the third X to a distinct platform, then turn around and walk across an invisible platform right next to the scaffold, then launching myself off the next platform, launching myself using the X on the first platform, not the second, and also making sure to grab the bulb before the skinny beam to make sure you've got enough ammo to even complete the puzzle, turn back around and launch myself off this platform onto the second X, then jump across the high platform, drop down to collect another bulb for more ammo, then turn around again and launch myself off the second X. Again, it's just so easy. And after one final big leap, I collected the last shard. Now here, the game should probably end, right? Like you escape. But no, because you've got all the shards, you can turn it into a big key. And with the key assembled, I stick it into the most comedically sized padlock imaginable, unlocking the door.
Oh, stick that key in.
And inside is the final boss, the reason for Zoonomaly's... Zoonomaly's. The final boss has a bunch of switches, and it is a big cat monster that chases you down very fast and kills you. So the goal here is to flip 5 switches correctly in the room. Again, there is no way to tell what the switches are correct before flipping them. So once you flip them, they'll either turn green or they'll turn red. And there's no punishment for flipping an incorrect switch. And the red switches stay on, meaning there's not even a challenge to remembering what switches are correct. The entire final challenge of the game is literally just running around flipping a bunch of switches while blasting a cat with a flashlight. For some reason as well, when the monster kills you, instead of spawning outside the room to try again, you know, like a normal game, it respawns you outside the last enclosure I went into, making me walk all the way back to the boss room every time I died. But mercifully, again, because this game doesn't reset after you die, the switches that are on will stay on in the boss room. So basically, all you need to do is keep flinging yourself at the boss, flipping every single switch until you inevitably win. After all 5 green switches are turned on, all you gotta do is make a beeline for the machine at the back and turn it off.
It's done. It's done.
The credits show with all the monsters vanishing back to some place called Bloom Order. I'll be honest, this game was not very good. I really appreciate the effort they put in, and I really wish they did more with the mechanics, like, you know, the flashlight, and I also wish that they did not rely 90% on those fucking jungle gym puzzles. What will I give this out of 10? I don't know. I'll give it a 5 out of 10, and also a gold sticker saying you tried.